Our next guest's new CD, Triptych, will hit the stores June 8th. Their first single already debuted at #4 on the rock and roll radio charts, and their last CD went double platinum, so you'll probably be hearing it over the summer from the Tea Party. Please welcome Jeff Martin. Jeff Martin from Tea Party, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Now, let me ask you, did you find your love scenes with...
With the goat?
No, George.
The love scenes with the goat, they were very difficult.
Did you find your love scenes with George Clooney difficult?
What is this about?
It's a Jennifer Lopez question.
Yeah. One of the main reasons we were doing this show.
I was so excited.
Jennifer Lopez was supposed to be here.
You came tonight because of Jennifer Lopez, too?
The only reason.
Me as well.
Yeah.
Boy, when I got here this afternoon and I found out she wasn't here, Jeff, I nearly turned on my little heel and walked.
That was it. That was it.
We nearly had a rerun. Yeah. But I hear you had a scare after recording this CD, huh? Triptych?
Yeah, the sandblasting incident.
Yeah. Why don't you tell the folks about that? It's quite scary.
Well, this is what happened. My house in Montreal, it's very, very old, down in the old ports. It's like 350 years old. And so it's a stone building, and it's 4 levels. I lived on the top level, and that's where my studio was as well. The band, we were doing pre-production.
Right.
And there was a new bar that was going in on the basement level, and so they decided to sandblast a building that hasn't been sandblasted in, that long.
Yeah.
Right? So basically, when it occurred, they told me that the necessary precautions were taken, but essentially what happened was the muck of 1,000 years came off of these stones, and I awoke one Saturday morning to a cloud of microscopic sand, in my house and in my studio and all the guitars and everything else. So as quick as I could, jumped up out of bed and pulling covers off and getting all the blankets I can and trying to cover the gear. And I called up Stuart, the bass player in the band who lives down the street. He came over, rushing over as well, but by the time we covered everything up, it was too late. And so a month's worth of work in these digital tapes and these digital machines, like just all toast. So
I was going to ask you about the band's new gritty sound.
Yeah, exactly. Sound a little dusty, but yeah, that's good. Yeah.
So when that happens, aside from all the girls in your bed who got cold when you ripped what did you do? Would you sue these people? What would you do? Would you have to redo the whole album?
Well, what happened? I mean, we're working that out. I mean, that's still an issue that needs to be worked out. But what we had to do, we only really had little like DAT tapes for reference of all these very complex sounds that we'd come up with.
Right.
And so the 3 of us, we went up to this studio called the Studio in Morin Heights, and we just kind of listened to those and tried to piece it all together again, which is cool because we came up with all these new, more embellished sounds, that added to the record. So it all worked out in the end.
Remember one time somebody, it's not as bad, but I want you to know I empathize. Somebody spilled a cup of coffee on one of the cue cards one night.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we're still in litigation. I know it pales in comparison to your story. Now, how did you wind up living in Montreal? Because you're not a Montreal guy.
No, I'm a Windsor, Detroit boy, right? Windsor. That's where I grew up all my life. And, anyone from Windsor? Yeah, cool. All right.
Don't put up your hands. We have audio. So these folks, you came from Windsor to see Jeff tonight?
From Amherstburg.
I'm sorry?
From Amherstburg.
Amherstburg? Good. Well, that's very nice that you came. Did you hear about the album?
Yeah.
Just now.
Okay, let's get back there. So how did you wind up living in Montreal, though? You came from Windsor to Montreal, just decided to go there and start the band?
Like Montreal, actually, the province of Quebec was the first place that the band really started to take hold in Canada. And so needless to say, we're 20 years old at the time, 21 years old, and our first experiences outside of our own city, and the band's starting to take, and the success is coming, and for young men in the province of Quebec and in the city of Montreal, we had some very, very good times. And so I moved there.
Yeah, because they have a lot of clowns on stilts and stuff there as well.
That's right. Yeah.
I like Montreal. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the clowns,
Have you ever wandered into an interpretive folk dancing hall there by accident?
All the time. all the time. I got the moves, though, man.
You
I
got
the
it,
moves,
baby.
yeah.
Code of the guys, Jeffy. Code of the guys. You know what I'm saying? Now, are you going out on the road to support the album?
Yeah, for a long time.
Yeah. And why the name Triptych? I like that. The Canadian Automobile Association calls their little maps of the country Triptych.
That's the reason. Yeah, that was the one.
I hit it right on the head.
That's it, man. You're sharp tonight. You're really sharp.
I know. I'm feeling good. Man, I tell you, it's never gone this well for me.
Yeah, you know.
All right.
That's why I'm here. So.
Now, what's the most fun you've ever had out on the road at one of these gigs that you can tell us about?
Well, I can't tell you anything about it.
Come on,
So.
you've had some good experiences, though, with Tea Party.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, will you talk to me after the show?
Yeah, we'll get into it.
It's a real pleasure to have you here, and I know you're going to play after this next commercial break, and we're thrilled to have you.
Thanks.
And a great Canadian band, ladies and gentlemen. Jeff Martin and Tea Party after these messages.
Check the light bulbs every day when you get in. Now you have to change one in the middle of a show. I hope you're proud of yourself. Oh, you're putting up the candelabra? What do you always say, Polly? I'll do it for him. Good shot. I wish you were my
He's not going to let them.
Do people want to hear some rock and roll? We're all still very polite to me. John Lennon, the Beatles? Oh, okay. Don't worry, it's just like doing the monologue. Ignore it. Circulate, Jeff.
Stand by, please. Here we go. You ready? Yeah. In 15 seconds, I will count the whole thing.
Because she can't.
7 seconds.
Here to debut their new single, Heaven Coming Down, please welcome the Tea Party.
miss the times we've gone astray. Whose fault now you're thinking? There's nothing to prove. A snapshot from the ground to the shore, baby. And it feels now just like heaven's coming down. So strange are the ways we all will change. Still alive, it stays the same. A break from the past could make it last. Maybe just a little longer. It's nothing to prove. A snapshot from the ground to the shore, baby. And it feels now just like heaven's coming down. Your soul shakes free as its conscience hits the ground. You surrender to love under will. Rest assured, baby, you're adored. And it feels now just like heaven's coming down. Your soul shakes free as its conscience hits the ground. These signs, this fate takes a path you didn't choose. Stay strong, keep faith. There's a change that's coming through. Hold on, my love. Hold on, my love. Hold on, my love. Feels like heaven's coming down. Feels like heaven's coming down. Feels like heaven's coming down.
Tea Party! There you go, Kurt. Fabulous, Jeff. Thanks, buddy. Great stuff, man. Thanks a lot. Tea Party, ladies and gentlemen.
Now a big hand for our sprinkler system. We're all in mortal danger. Tea Party. Talk to you tomorrow. Thanks for the Here to our guests. Thanks for coming. Join me tomorrow. Join me tomorrow when I attend Eaton's bankruptcy set. Everything's gotta go. Steve Thorne, Georgia. Everything's gotta go. By the way, don't blame me when the place catches fire. I'm not taking the pin for this one, I'll tell you that. It was my idea to make the place look like Dracula's goddamn castle. Now, why so paranoid? Tomorrow. Thanks to all our guests, and here to play us out, the Tea Party.
with his foot.
Join me tomorrow, folks, where our guests will include MTV's Tom Green, the Globe and Mail's Jan Wong, and musical guest C. Jam Blue. Special thanks to Peter Utterbridge, Jeff Martin, and the Tea Party, and here they are again to play us out, folks, the Tea Party, and we're on the Comedy Network.
My show, I'm not cool enough to get into something like this. All right, I told you before the tickets are free, and that was before I realized they were going to do 2 songs, $20. What counts is Tea Party concert night. The average Tea Party concert would probably be $45 to $50. The song is $20 a piece. I'm not kidding you. Huh? Take a check? Yeah. You know what? You're the only guy here I'd take a check from. Look at this. All right, how about a big hand for all the guests? And I believe everybody's sticking around, so come on downstairs and have a drink. Thanks, folks.